Hey y'all. Happy Wednesday. Oh my god. Fifi, stop it. Cut it out, man. Unnecessary. Welcome to my live, everybody. Behind the scenes for the Living Sugar Free Lifestyle Show. Hope everybody's having a most awesome week. Does she know? Does she know? Why is she sitting here like this? You mad because I'm talking to the people, Fifi? Come here, Fifi. This is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So what are we going to talk about today, guys? I said that we were going to talk about the DIY head extraction. I've gotten several questions about that, but on here, this is the behind the scenes. So we're going to talk about like a bunch of other stuff up until then, like basically whatever you want to talk about. Hey y'all, thanks for joining me. How's everybody doing? Shout out where you're from. If I'm following you, let me know you're here so I can give you a shout out. And if you're new, introduce yourself. All are welcome, except for haters and trolls. I mean, y'all are welcome too, as long as you don't get unruly, because it's all good. You might learn something. It's a lot going on in the world, y'all. I don't have no, excuse my fingernails. I did a lot, y'all, this week. As y'all can see, I got my hair done over again. Y'all like my unicorn hair? I love it. It don't really matter if you like it or not. I love it. But yes, it is silver, which y'all know is my color, but it's pink and turquoise highlights. That's why I call it unicorn hair. And yes, it is a mohawk, but it's not shaved. It's just braided that way. So no, I did not get my head shaved. It's braided that way. So yeah, I didn't do a big reveal on my social media this time. So if you're watching this, you're the first person to see my new cute unicorn hairstyle. I love it. It came out even better than I expected. And I'm the kind of person where I usually go and I tell the person what I want, and then I let them add their flair to it. So I knew I wanted the mohawk, and of course I went and I picked out the hair. The hair comes from this really awesome beauty supply store in Moreno Valley. It's called Sonier, and the stylist, the braider, is Kelly, and I shouted her out last time. If you're on my Instagram, you can get to her page from my Instagram, but you have to book her well in advance, y'all. And she's the bomb. She's so sweet. I love her. So anyway, needless to say, that was a lot, and I've been doing a lot of other stuff I can't even tell y'all about yet. But the nails suffered in the meantime. I'm sorry. I can't be perfect. I hate that for y'all. If y'all didn't see that video that said I'm a part-time hot girl because I like to set my own hours, that means sometimes I can't get to the nails. It's a lot. But the hair is cute. And then this time I got little hair jewelry. That's a start anyway. So my honey is trying to talk me into doing my micro locks sooner rather than later. He not talking me into it. He lets me be free to be myself without, any of that. We don't do that to each other. But he is excited because he knows it's something I've been considering doing for a long time. So he gave me the idea, actually, that I might consider sooner rather than what I expected doing this, but just doing it with the micro locks and doing, because my hair is pretty long, right? My hair is down to here. So it would, with the shrinkage, up to here at least. And then they add the micro locks, it would be longer, the extensions. Hey, sis. Oh, you mean this little thing right here? It's hair jewelry. So Sonier, the little beauty supply store in Moreno Valley that we went to. It is so cute, y'all. It's black owned. It's a black owned couple. They are super nice. They got, like, when I say they got unicorn fairy hair, I mean they have like packs of hair in all kind of rainbow colors. Okay. And here's the hilarious, I got a story time. So I waited till the last minute because we've been doing a lot. Like I said, Denise knows y'all, but we can't tell y'all yet. Just know it's gonna be all good. I told y'all we're gonna be in our new studio soon, so that's all I can say. So we looking for hair, and you know, some people are just so negative, and so they'll be like, "Oh, there's no black this in the area. There's no hair that. There's no whatever. You just have to look." And so we had been to several before. And last time we went all the way to San Bernardino because there's just more and bigger over there. But I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to drive all the way, whatever. I don't have time for that. So we went, just drove around locally. We went to like one place, it was closed. We went to another place, it was closed. We decided worst case scenario, we would just go there early Monday because my appointment wasn't until like 12 o'clock. No, 1 o'clock. It was at 1 o'clock. I ended up going early. But anyway, so worst case scenario, we'll go there. So we went to this other place and saw some burgundy. Not burgundy like regular burgundy dye hair, but like more like a... Denise, you don't have to help me out. What the color is that we use in our marketing sometimes. And I like it in my house. And it's got a purplish... It's different than burgundy. It's like a cross between burgundy and purple. Thought my hair was a filter? That's what it's called? That's what the color is called? Anyway, she knows the color. She knows what I'm talking about. She knows what to call it and everything. But anyway, it's like that. So I was going to be willing, y'all, after the rose gold from last time, I was going to be willing to do this color just in case we didn't find nothing else. And so there was this place, and T was like, "Oh, well, let's just check this last place. Hey, honey, how are you? I want to know about your contest if you won. Is it over yet?" So T was like, "This last place." And I was like, "Whatever, y'all. We all have systemic bias, trauma issues, you know, where we tend to maybe shortchange ourselves and sabotage ourselves." Okay, fourth round. Okay, everybody, y'all follow her. If you haven't met Simply Denise yet, I think y'all met on display already. This is my big sister right above you, Simply Denise. Denise, she's friends with It's Me, is friends with Emperor Sasquatch, I think his name is over here on Instagram, but you know, our teacher friend, Foot Network. Okay, so she's in a contest trying to win to be on a reality TV show for influencers. So we're crossing our fingers for her to win that. And I voted already. You can go over there and vote for her, y'all. So anyway, I was going to settle for this maroonish hair, right? And it's my color scheme, but it's more of like wintry colors, A, and B. I've kind of come into the lighter stuff like this now, more even in my wardrobe, right? And so T was like, "Let's go in this last place." And it was in a really nice area. And it's like across the street from a Target and a whole shopping center, right? In a Target shopping center, but not like next to Target, like across the big old parking lot where there's a big old Target shopping center. Very nice. And I could see it from the outside. I was like, Sonye. I was like, they ain't gonna have nothing like for me. They're not gonna have my kind of hair. Now, mind you, we've already been to like 4 or 5 places where people who look like me work in there and they don't have hair like this. Let alone do they have hair like this, you know. They got the same average hair that you always see. Like, I hate to be funny, but y'all, who grows hair that's black at the roots and gray on the ends? Your hair don't grow like that. And so it's like a typical... like that's what's being sold in Hollywood and on TV and by the music industry and whatever. So that's what they're selling in the beauty supply store because that's what they selling everybody. And they got bulks of it and boxes of it. And this is what y'all buying because this is what we got. Because everybody can't just drive over to San Bernardino or whatever, right? So this last place, T was like, "Oh, let's go here." And I was like, "Hey, pretty purple Denise, you know what? It was maybe about 20 minutes ago. I hope you're still here. Let me know if you're still here before I say this. Because I just came across your face, like 30 minutes ago, maybe, commenting on a post. And when T showed me the post, I just went to cussing right away. I was like, them such and such, and I don't like him anyway, and blah, 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 blah. He was like, just listen, right? Y'all can imagine we having kind of conversations a lot. And it was just as messy as I thought it was going to be by the time they got to the end. But I'm always, before I get caught up in some drama, I'm always interested to see what the tide of, what the community voice is. And when I go to the comments and I see that my powerhouse leaders and queens and kings already got that, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can move on to the next thing. They got that. And so I want you to know, I ain't even gonna tell nobody what I'm talking about, but I seen you, like, I was like, oh yeah, my girl got that. And I saw other people get it. I was like, yeah, that's my girl. She handled it, y'all. And it was some celebrities. She don't care. So it is lovely to see you. I'm honored that you stopped by, my lovely. So good to see you. Oh, and let me tell you too. It's me _NV1. If you don't know, Purple Denise 1. And I think I told you a long time ago, girl, that my sister's name is Denise, right? Well, if you scroll up, you will see Denise. She's on TikTok now. Y'all, we got glitched just now, didn't we? Anyway, if you scroll up, you'll see _Simply Denise. That's my big sister, girl. She's on TikTok now. Yes, girl. So, yeah. Okay, so I was like, they don't have what I need. It was nice. And that's horrible. That's horrible to feel that way, right? Every time you go to a nice plaza, if there's a beauty supply store in there, it's probably a Sally. And y'all know hate against Sally because Sally has saved my behind many a day. They're good for what they're good for. But they're not going to have all of the varieties of what I need because, first of all, it's rare that anybody does have what we need, let alone somebody that services everyone and it's small. They're not going to have what everybody needs and have all the varieties of what we need. That's just plain and simple. And first of all, the varieties of what we need is too plentiful. So understanding just understanding the tide and what people want, this store is very good at it. And so I kind of just was like, you can go check it out. I'll stay in the car and let me know. You can wave me in if it's worth my time. He went in there and came back out with a little smug look on his face, y'all. The Scorpio loves to be right. So when he came out, I could tell by the look on his face that it was going to be the bomb when I went in there. And when I went in there, first of all, there was a brother sitting behind the counter. And he was so stinking nice. Right? He looked like our cousins, Denise. Okay? He looked just like our cousins. And so the story is him and his wife own it. And they've been in business for a while. And it's building and growing. And they've tested all of these different products. And they support small, independent vendors and try to give Black entrepreneurs and, independent people a chance. And so they have all of these different products that are made by small business owners. But their variety, the store is impeccable. The marketing, their material, their branding and all that is gorgeous. But when you look up on the wall and you see the hair selection with their branding on it, by the way, and the quality of the silver, because y'all remember I had these last time, but I had pink ends on them and they were longer and I kept sitting on them so they just a little bit shorter this time. Okay. But so this is different hair. This is their brand of hair and it's almost exactly the same color I had, almost exactly the same color. And it's not that different, but it is a little bit softer, y'all. And then they had hair that is in the pack. It might be like pink to turquoise, or it might be turquoise to pink, or it might be pink to purple to orange, y'all, sky's the limit on the rainbow fairy colored hair that they have in this store. So if you live somewhere where they don't have that and you want that, I just told you where to get it from. They're the bomb. And I believe they have online ordering and all that kind of stuff too. So I envisioned the hairstyle and I decided what I wanted. And in my mind, of course, I was still thinking with the same pink tips as last time. But I didn't see any pink hair in all the places that we looked. So I put that out of my mind. And like I said, I just bought the burgundy-ish, the maroon hair that was like this. But I wasn't all the way feeling it. So I was elated when T dragged me into this store and I looked up there and saw this and was able to get this, just one pack of this. And so when I got with my lady and I described what I wanted, what I do is I go on the internet and I find stuff that's close to similar to the hairstyle I want. And then I do a mashup video and I show it to her and I tell her, okay, can you take these? That's the gist of it, except I want blah, blah, blah. And then you make your magic. And so that's exactly what she did. She was like, oh, so you just want the highlights. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know how she was going to do the highlights. I'm literally with my back turned to the mirror for the whole time she's braiding my hair. I had no idea what it was going to look like when she came out. And I did not know it was going to be this doggone cute. So that's just called being blessed and highly favored, I guess. When it turned out even better than what you expected. So... and I only have one braid out in the back, y'all. Just FYI for people getting their hair braided. If you want to be like this, where you really don't even have any edges that are really broken off or anything like that, because braiding can be taxing on your hair if they don't if they don't do it right, and if you don't get the right kind of style for your hair, right? I only have like one braid out back here. The rest of them are braided, cornrowed in. So it really, really is a protective style. Hey, thank you. Good to see you too. Oh, thanks, big sis, for reminding me. The lashes are Tory Bell magnetic lashes. And they are, ooh, which ones am I wearing? Bonfire, Denise, do they look like bonfires to you? I think that's what they are. I think they're bonfire. Denise, are the bonfire the ones that go like this? They got... that's what, even though they're not that big, makes them look so dramatic, is that they've got wispy pieces on them. And I did these in the car because we had some stuff we had to do this morning. We were out all day. And I didn't wear my lashes for that. But of course, I knew I wanted to, have them on because we were going to, actually, we went to like a customer appreciation at the hair place because I wanted to show them my hair after I used their hair to get it done. I wanted to show it to them, so they could see. And, I wanted to have my lashes on, right? Because I'm repping not just the hair. I'm repping the hair, but I'm repping the lashes. And so I did my lashes in the car, y'all. I put one line, then I let it dry. I did the little, with the little fanny thing. I just had a little piece of whatever, a flyer. Then I did another line. I did the fanny thing. Then I waited. I did something else. Hey there, Sean. How are you today? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Get to know each other. It's me, Simply Denise. Who else is here? Purple Denise is here, I believe. I forget y'all that quick. I forgot who all was here. Sorry, y'all. Charge it to my head, not my heart. It's been a long day. So anyway, see, I forgot what I was saying that quick. See, Sean, make an entrance. Because I'm thinking about what we said we were going to talk about, and I'm ready. So you guys, if you want to come over to Stereo with us, thank you for reminding me of that. I'm going to get back to telling y'all about my lashes in a second. If you want to come over to Stereo, we're going to be talking about the DIY head extraction. And if you don't know what the DIY head extraction is, you can hashtag it on Google. And when you hashtag it, it's going to be a meme that's going to come up. You can also just get there from clicking the link in my bio. It's on my website under the blog. I think it says maybe Sugar-Free Real Talk or something like that. But I also posted it recently. I think it's on my Facebook and all that because I want everybody to have access to it. So Sean posted something the other day that talked about, oh, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot to unpack here. So you have to come over to Stereo if you want to hear more about it. But he just can't, being on the spectrum makes you keenly aware of things. That's why I put it in the book and called it Aspie Secrets, because it's really kind of stuff that everybody can benefit from knowing, even though it's stuff that like people who are on the spectrum are forced to be conscious of, to navigate, because if you're on the spectrum and you don't navigate these things well, it tends to be more of a stigma. Whereas other people who don't navigate it well, it's not going to be like, oh, it's because you're autistic, let's go medicate you, or whatever the thing is, right? And so that's why I called it Aspie Secrets, because I feel like people can benefit. If you overcome something or learn how to do something better, it's going to help. The person doesn't have to be exactly your same, difference or diagnosis or situation to benefit from it. So hey there. How are you? Long time no see indeed there, my friend Joanne. You guys make friends, more people. Okay, so Autistic Commando, Joanne, it's me underscore MV1. Shadow Lambs, I'm not forgetting you, and you are welcome, and we appreciate you for being here. Follow everybody and get to know everybody. And all that we ask is that you have a profile picture, which you do. You have a real name in your bio. Try to do both, you guys, and make those usernames not be user123, whatever. And if you're not a content person, no big deal. Like, you don't have to be a content person. It doesn't say anything bad about you. If you're just here for getting to know people and having fun and watching and entertaining, this is like your version of YouTube or television, it's all good. But if you want to gain followers and you really want to engage and get to know people, at least throw up a video of yourself, not children, of yourself saying, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm just here to hang out. And that can be the only video that you ever post. Okay, just that's a little tip. Pro tip. So you guys, underscore Simply Denise, that's my big sister, you guys, in real life. It's me, underscore MV1. I said you already. Purple Denise 1. All of these people are people that I've been knowing on here for a long time. They're very engaging. They will follow back. They're very supportive. They're very real. And, they're my friends. And so after this, and you guys, T's 2 cents is lurking somewhere in the background over there. I think he's multitasking. It's been a day for us. So, thank you guys for the likes. If you guys don't know how to do likes, if you just go like this on my forehead, it's the cutest little thing, like literally. You can tap on my forehead and you'll start seeing the little things, hearts and stuff go up on the screen. That's how you send likes, okay? And that's how you get like the little numbers. If you don't know what the ranking, they're starting to rank people because they want us to be very engaged. So if you're like one of the people who taps and, shares and all that stuff, then they boost you up in the rankings. And I don't know if that's worth prizes or anything, but TikTok is becoming more and more increasingly gamified, which is fun, right? I want to talk about gardening for good for a second. Speaking of this. I need some Feed the Hungry, Save the Children music. For just 20 taps a day, I don't even have to say for the price of, I don't have to say that. There's no price. You're already on your cell phone. You're already on TikTok. All you have to do every now and then, once a day would be awesome. But you guys, once a week is okay. Go up to where there's a carrot at the top of TikTok and click on it and go and grow some crops and harvest them. And then they're going to go and take them and send them places, not random off places where you don't know if people really get the food. This is like local places. You can go locally in your state to the food bank and see where the food that's coming from TikTok is going to people. You can go check the facilities out and make sure it's legit. Because I can't say that the people in your state aren't some con artists. But the setup of it and the intention of it and the way that it's meant to be and the way it's going in some places, it's legit. The food is really going to feed people. And so if you grow peaches or lentils or apples or oranges or whatever it is, then when you finally harvest them, they send them off to the Feed the Hungry different places whatever your local food bank is called, and that food really feeds people, you guys. So if we're going to be on TikTok, especially with all of the drama and misery that goes on TikTok, and if you're one of the people who's really doesn't like the drama and misery, but you just can't get off TikTok, or if you need to be on TikTok or whatever it is, why not take a few minutes and do that? Why? If you're mad about anything that ever happens on TikTok and you're not doing that, you're part of the problem. Seriously, because what do you complain? If TikTok is not good for anything, it's good for that. That's a reason. I log into TikTok on some days just to go do my crops. I might not be social or do a live or post any videos or comment or click any likes. I might skip past the For You page and I just go click on the carrot and I tap, and I water my garden and I feed my crops. That's why I have 150 50,000 drops poured or some ridiculous number like that, which shows what a square I am. But whatever. You might not have as much time on your hands as I do. You might be more busy. You might work multiple jobs and have a bunch of kids. And so you can't do it as much as I do, but you can do some. It might take you forever. I got like 6 badges. It might take you forever to get one, but that's your contribution and it's okay. And the reason I'm urging you to do it, even if you can't really do it well, is because it'll make you feel better. It'll make you feel better about your life and who you are, and it'll make you feel better about being on this app. Because now you're not just on here watching drama and keeping up drama and dealing with stupid trolls and people who aren't even nice to you and chasing celebrities who aren't paying you no mind and all of that. Do a kindness and give back. Pay it forward. And this is like the easiest way ever in life to pay it forward. And I don't know about y'all, but I am a township type of girl. I am a big business, Klondike playing type of girl. I play those type of games. And in my business, the petty auntie, I'm so honored. I love you, girl. Thank you so much for stopping by, y'all. If you don't already know the petty auntie, you must have been under a rock. Because that's our girl, and she is the beast. She is a veteran. If I've never said thank you for your service, Queen, thank you for your service then and now. If you're not following her, what are you waiting for? Follow her right now, okay? And Petty Auntie, if you don't already know, let me shout out a few people that you can trust and know. If you don't already know, _Simply Denise is my big sister. She's 3 years older than me. In case y'all didn't know, we're not twins. Autistic Commando, he's part of my network. It's me _NV. I know her through another person that we're connected on a whole nother app. Joanne Florida, I've been knowing her on here on TikTok for a little while now, since the very beginning. Who else is here? I forgot. Purple Denise, I feel like y'all probably already know each other because y'all are just two bomb divas. And if you don't, y'all must know each other. Get to know each other. So these are my people, and you just remind me I got to talk about something. So we're going to leave here, you guys, at 4:15 and go to the Stereo app for my live recording for my podcast. If you don't already know about that, we record the podcast every Wednesday, the Living Sugar-Free Lifestyle Show, at 4:20 on the Stereo app, because I'm able to take that and upload it to Anchor. So I'm going to try something different, and I'm not sure yet. So I'm not announcing it yet because I haven't played around with it yet, but I did do the little upgrade thing. And if it gives me a clean enough recording, then I'm going to try to do them starting in April, maybe on IMVU. And if that works out, y'all will have Miss the Petty Auntie to thank for that, because, Denise can vouch that I've been like, I know that we're going to be able to do the metaverse, virtual reality stuff on Facebook, duh, big deal. But I'm sick of them. So who ain't sick of them? Everybody's sick of them. Even if I'm not sick of them, everybody else is sick of them. So nobody's coming there if we do it over there. That's the whole point of why we're everybody. They offer everything. Why do they offer everything? Because they've cannibalized everybody that's ever done anything with them. Over the years, since day one, y'all, it's been 9-10 years we've been on there. We've watched it happen. People we know who were developers and started stuff, they let you use their stuff to help blow up their app, and then they start blocking your stuff and shutting you down, and then they have a version of whatever you were doing. Even Bitmoji it happened to, right? So now they're going to be the metaverse, and that's great. Wonderful. It's going to be great to go there every now and then to go shopping and hang out, and we're going to do stuff there like we do now, because we meet people where they are, and some people will never leave there. Cool. But we need to have other options too, which is why we're on here, and which is why we're on display, which is why we're on stereo. Okay, we tried Green Room, which is owned by Spotify, but it's not there yet. They're not investing enough into it, so it's kind of a ghost town still. So I've been looking for a metaverse alternative, and so I saw Petty Auntie posted a cute avatar, and y'all know I'm all about the avatars. Y'all probably done seen all my different avatars, right? I was like, girl, where is this from? And she was like, oh, IMVU. And I was like, oh, I know that. I remember that from a while. And I did my little research, and it's 2004, something around then when it came out. And back then, the whole concept of AI, metaverse stuff, it was new to us, right? So it was a little weird, just like all social media and chat room stuff was weird in the beginning. Nobody wanted to do that. It was weird. It was creepy, whatever. Y'all used to have nicknames for Facebook and all of them. But now, right, it's becoming more normalized. And I'm getting used to it even. And I've been on social media longer. So I didn't want to get on Facebook when I first got on there. I didn't want to. I was like, why do I want to let people have access to me like that? No, thank you. And I didn't want to get on TikTok, y'all. Gary Vee made me get on TikTok. He was dropping all kind of F-bombs and calling everybody all kind of stupid. And I was like, oh, Gary, you ain't got to talk about people like that. Let me go on over here and see what this thing is about. He telling all these white folk that they stupid for not being on here. Let me go my black ass over here. That's what I said. I ain't lying. And then Andrea D. Smith came with me, and she really encouraged me and boosted me up to do it, right? So then when I got on Green Room, my sister jumped on there with me. So that anchored it. Okay, this is an easy way for us to do our podcast. So now I'm back doing my podcast regularly because I had fell off my podcast because it was just too hard, y'all. All of the production and the editing and what they take you through. You guys, I was even doing live streaming in the early days trying to sync all my stuff. They make it too hard for you. So my sister got on Green Room with me, and that was a wrap. But Green Room, it didn't work out. It was drama over there, whatever. So then T comes into the picture, and he is the one who introduces us to stereo. So I fall in love with that because it's avatars. Cool, but it's just a head. So Petty Auntie posts this whole beautiful avatar, and I'm like, that's what I've been looking for. Like for years, you guys. I have everywhere there's avatars to be available. I usually go make one and see what's up with it. How can I be able to do all that we do with my avatar virtually so I don't always have to get on camera like this, right? So I went over there and I was like, oh, this is cute. It's like a cross between, I can't remember what it's called. Denise, you probably can help me remember, but there's an app that's kind of like Design Home, but it's for fashion. You dress the people up. It reminds me of that. The aesthetic of it reminds me of that app. But it's everything. It's a cross between all of the social apps because you can post like you're on Instagram. You can do photo edits like it's PixArt. You can just post like words like it's Facebook or Twitter. You can friend people like it's Facebook and Twitter. You can post some videos up there, even though I've been having a hard time doing my video stuff. But that might just be a glitch. They're all glitchy. It's the combination of all of them. It got the money part of it, just like here and, stereo and all of them. You can make money. Look, this one. The Petty Auntie, did you see I bought some stuff from you? I bought a suit from the Petty Auntie's store. She has designed a very nice collection of suits because when I start doing my talks, I'm going to want to stand on stage and be very serious, even though it's cartoon me, and I will be wearing a business suit because for whatever reason, my avatar is sexy as hell, like embarrassingly sexy. Like, what? I'm not built like that. So it's nice that she made some suits that I can put on a suit, when I get ready to get my talk so I can be taken seriously. Yeah, because the avatars are very Laura Croft, y'all. When they say virtual world, and I'm not mad about it because the Bitmoji is like that. My Bitmoji is like my alter ego. Like she does stuff I can't or would never do. She's it gives you a whole different personality, but they just do it in a silly way. Like my Bitmoji is built funny, silly, rounded around the center, middle section and whatever. So what's wrong with the other avatar being overly sexy? I don't have a problem with it. She's bad as hell. So yeah, y'all need to go get you an IMVU avatar. I went on and upgraded my VIP pass so that I can play around with the rooms and see what it's like. So I have this one that's a penthouse, and it's a penthouse suite, like with furniture, and it has a pool in it. And y'all can come hang out in my penthouse. I made it live, so it's open. Y'all can go over there. I hope when I go over there, it ain't no foolishness going on. I'm just testing it. And then I bought the beach. It's like a beach setting, a beach house scene, whatever, so we can hang out on the beach. And they do have stages and nightclubs and all kind of rooms and settings you can buy, you guys. So I totally can imagine, some people would never just hang out there like that, right? I'm not on my phone usually doing social things as much as other people do. I'm usually doing self-sufficient, self-sustaining things like solitaire, word find, silly stuff, right? I tap on the Feed the Hungry because I like tap Farmville because, you know, games. If you're not doing business in real life, doing business games, building communities on the phone is a real good way to keep that part of your brain active. I'll tell you a secret. If you go to MBA school, there's a game in MBA school that they make all students across the whole entire country play. It's just like Farmville and Big Business. Shh. It's called the sneaker game. Those games are not silly. They exercise certain parts of your brain because a lot of people don't comprehend, oh, I can't harvest eggs unless I build the plot for the chickens and buy some chickens and then feed the chickens and make sure I grow the feed. I got to grow the hay because if not, I won't have no feed, and et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people don't comprehend that. If you didn't get some type of upbringing skill set like that, you don't have that automatically. So these games are good. Like, if you know somebody that plays video games like that, get them playing one of these games. Like, seriously. It's a business-minded person, I'm telling you. They're good. I gotta read the comments, y'all. Okay, hold on. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lovey. I just finished telling this hilarious story about how I ended up with these unicorn braids in the local place. So anybody who's in California, but even if you're not in California, you can order their hair on the internet. Okay, you can order that. But the gray part is from them too. But thank you. Y'all, Kelly is my hair lady, and I tag her always on Instagram when I do the hair thing. So y'all can see her stuff from the last braid post if you're in Cali. But I think she will come to you, FYI. You spaced it today, Sean, about what? That's how you found me. What I miss? You saying that's how you found me on IMVU because I was in your store? Yeah, I was lurking on your page, girl. I commented on there. I don't know how the notifications work. 2006? Wow. That's so awesome. I love hearing that because if it wasn't for you, I would have never even went over there. So I love hearing that you've been on there that long because I know that you're smart. I know that. Yeah, I love it. Oh, shut up. You were selling clothes for 10 years and didn't know it? Denise, fashion shows. Hello. Clothing line, designs. Hello, somebody. What? Yeah, girl, that's what we used to do. When we used to have our design home rooms, we would take our Bitmoji avatars, and y'all, this is 3 apps it took to do this. I would take the avatar, because Denise is the Pixar queen, okay? She is the photo editor, so I just kind of come lagging behind trying stuff here and there. And so we started mashing up these design home. I don't know if y'all don't know what design home is, but I posted it on my page. It's a game where you design rooms. So after you design a room, you have the room, and you take that photo. And I would run mine. I think Denise might have did hers different than I did mine, but I would run mine through Snapchat. And I would take my, because I'm all taking the background out of stuff. I wasn't really good at that before they made it easy. They made it easier nowadays. It's just in the app, but it didn't used to be easy, and I wasn't that good at it. But so I would take mine and run it through Snapchat, where they can take your Bitmoji, because you know Bitmoji is with Snapchat now, y'all. It's to the Facebook. They used to be with Facebook. Facebook didn't have its own avatars before. They used Bitmoji. It was called BitStrip back in the day. But so I'll run it through Snapchat and take the Bitmoji without the background in it from over there and put it on top of the room and make it sit on the couch or do whatever. And I'm about to do that with my IMVU ones too, but I'm having a hard time uploading the rooms because it lets you pick your own background, but mine ain't working for some reason. You guys, again, I told y'all the story about my Galaxy Note 8 that's trying to act like it want to be obsolete now. So that's probably why. Because TikTok, I don't even have all the TikTok features, y'all. Like, I don't have stories. I don't have... And not only can I not do stories, but I can't see your stories. I don't have... T's phone scrolls like on here. I'm looking at y'all's messages scrolling and likes are going up. When he's looking at his videos, his phone does that. I think Denise said hers does too, and me and her had the same kind of phone. I'm not going to pout about it. I'm going to get a new phone soon. Yes, darling, you definitely need to start making clothes again because I will only shop in your store. Unless Denise comes over there and designs clothes. You're going to be my only designer until somebody else I know comes over there and designs clothes, because why would I buy anything else over there from anybody else? For what? Oh, stop playing. She just got on TikTok a month ago. Denise, I told you, everybody finds me through you. It don't matter everybody. I will be like, oh yeah, this person, this so-and-so and so-and-so person. Oh, you got to see them. Then she come over there and then she gets to know the person. And then the person is like, oh yeah, I found you through your sister. And I'm like, yeah, but I've been following you for like 3 Yeah, I've been knowing who you were before my sister even got on here. Yeah, because you're the ball. Maybe it wasn't that long, though. I don't know how long you've been on TikTok, but it was something about, like, you didn't find me, I found you. Like, you noticed me through my sister, but I knew who you were already. She was eating people up. I can't even remember what it was about. It was something going on before Woundlands. Y'all, it's always something on TikTok. I don't remember what it is. Oh, Charlotte Swab. Oh, that's a cute name. I don't need moderators right now, but if you come back, we definitely will have you be a moderator when we have more people in the room. Like, you know, if y'all tap my forehead and get a whole bunch of people in here, we get up to like 50, 60, 100 people, then we need moderators. But when it's only like 10, we don't really need any moderators. But thank you for offering. I appreciate you. And also, we're not going to be on here much longer. We are going to jump from here over to the stereo app for the recording of the podcast at about 4:15. Yeah, 4:15. Y'all, my time zone's still kind of jacked up, but I'm getting it. I'm on this Pacific Central time now. And this is my first time on this time zone in many years. So I'm still doing the, okay. You have a good evening too. Thank you. Ooh, spaghetti. Thank you for stopping through, y'all. Everybody, thank you. I know it's about y'all dinner time, but if y'all can come on and listen to stereo, you are more than welcome. It's audio only. And if you want to if you want to press the button to come on stage, you're welcome to join us on stage. We're going to be talking about current events a little bit, but not too much. More so self-care and empowering yourself and dealing with all the stuff that's going on, and you know, what we're going to do and how we're going to, you know, stand and just continue to grow and elevate, you know, ourselves and our communities and our families through all of this stuff, because, you know, it's a lot. And it's fun to talk about and it's fun to laugh at. And especially if you're a content creator, I don't think you should listen to people who are saying, listen, I'm kind of prudish a little bit. I can go in and admit that. I'm going to be the first one to be mad because a joke was inappropriate. And so I oftentimes bite my tongue because I know that most people aren't going to agree with me when I think the joke is inappropriate. So I think that when other people think that something's not right, I usually base it on whether it's any of their business or not. So if it's your business and it's your content and you're not hurting anybody, and when I say by not hurting anybody, you're talking about some stuff that happened with some celebrities that's all over the news, you have every right to talk about that. And if people don't like it, they can like not follow you. But they don't have a right to come and tell you what you should and shouldn't be talking about because it's inappropriate or it's too soon. Like, nobody has a right to do that. So if you're a content creator and you're a comedian and your job is to be funny, then have at it. But talking about people is relative to the distance of the people, right? So like, we're, depending on who you are, right? We're everyday people, right? But you might say, oh, she's an influencer, so maybe I'm fair game, right? But whether I'm fair game or whether celebrities, me considering people fair game or not, it really has to do with who I am, who you are, or whatever. Even in the TikTok guidelines, like bullying is against the rules and is totally off limits. But talking about public figures, being part of the conversation, relatively speaking, is not off limits, and you can't get in trouble for that. But if they're your peers, then you can. And y'all, really, that's the guideline. You can really, really take what I just said to the bank. I promise you, you can. Talking about stuff in a form of a current event sort of way, you're never going to get in trouble doing that. When you have the ability to get one-on-one with people, that means they're your peers. Because if the person is a public figure over you, like they're more of a public figure than you are, then they really shouldn't even notice you talking about them. Does that make sense? If the person notices you talking about them, they're probably a peer and not a public figure to you. And it's all relative. Like to some people, I'm a public figure. But to other people, I'm just a regular old person because they're public figures more than I am. They're bigger public figures than I am. So if I'm talking about them, they probably wouldn't even notice because they're not my peers. To whom much is given, much is required. The larger your stage, the more people who have the freedoms, right, to judge and critique you, right? And the less you can talk about people, the larger your stage, right? Because as a public figure, certainly you don't get to go around bashing the people, the regular people, right? But you also better be careful bashing your peers because you might get slapped. Seriously. Telling people that they shouldn't talk about this stuff, you're controlling and narcissistic. Anybody who thinks that they can get on this here Beyonce's internet, I stole that from my friend Antoine. I love him so much. I love him so much. Anybody who thinks that they can get on this here Beyonce's internet and tell people what their content can be is ridiculous. And it's mind-blowing to me that the same people that will tell people what is and isn't inappropriate and what they should and shouldn't be talking about are the same people who condone a comedian bashing, a black woman's hair. It is or it isn't. Either it's freedom of speech or it isn't freedom of speech, right? But if it is freedom of speech, then it has to be freedom of speech for everybody. Why is it freedom of speech for some people and not others? Why is it not okay to make fun of some people, but it's okay to make fun of others? That can't be the content of our comedy, whatever. Because if it's okay, then you're confusing when it happens to you, you might laugh it off. But what if it happens to your kid? What if the exact same thing happens to your kid at school? Is it going to be so okay then? I know you're probably going to tell your kid that violence is not the solution and not the answer, but what if it's a teacher or some person of authority? Then are you going to be okay with it? I agree 100% with you. Actors signed up, all that comes with the job. I agree 100%. That goes for both of them. That goes for all people involved. You can't say that that's true about one of them and not the other. It's true for all of them. They signed up for all of that. So we're going to either say that about them or we're not going to say. We can't say, they signed up for it, but now he didn't sign up for that. Well, she didn't sign up to get talked about. I dare say that she didn't know that she was going to be the butt of those jokes that night. And if you think she did, then the whole thing's staged. Then what are we talking about? And who cares? Because like y'all say, that's rich people problems and who cares? Either who cares or you do care. Like, make up your minds. Do you know what I mean? It's like people argue and then they switch up their argument just to be arguing. And I don't have time for that. I don't really care that much, first of all. I only care when it impacts the people that I know and the people that I'm responsible for helping and encouraging and motivating, right? So I care about what the debates mean for the Crown Act. I care about what these debates mean for the fact that nobody's discussing When is it okay to be the butt of somebody's jokes? When is it okay to make somebody the butt of your jokes? And which jokes is it okay to make people the butt of? Because everybody's forgetting that this was a workplace, you guys. Y'all forget that. It was entertainment for y'all, but it was a workplace for them. Yep, actors are being watched by our children. And I can tell y'all, as a kid that was bullied, as a kid who never liked people playing the dozens, never. I never liked people playing the dozens. Also, as that kid who never fought, except for when I was being picked on and bullied, I was oftentimes picked on and bullied until I finally just had to defend myself. I never picked a fight in my whole entire life. Ever. My sister's on here. She can vouch for that. The only time I've ever been in physical fights with people is when somebody jumped on me or was bullying me so long that they were like, I'm going to kick your butt when I see you. Okay, then finally, let's go type stuff, right? And as that person who always had passive aggressive people around telling me to turn the other cheek and don't take stuff personal and, oh, they didn't mean no harm. As the person who had that trauma heaped on me all my whole entire life, I'm the person who stands up for people now. Like, we had a situation in our family. And I love being the middle road of this generation because our parents were super passive aggressive. They let everything slide. That's why a lot of us are traumatized, we're molested, and etc. because they were like, oh, that didn't happen. Uncle Frank wouldn't really do that. And you know damn well he did it. That's what that gets you. That's what being passive aggressive and letting shit go gets you. That's what making a person feel like they can't stand up for themselves against being bullied and being picked on and made fun of gets you. Okay? And I'm sorry, Hollywood is a cesspool. Hollywood is a cesspool of misogyny and trafficking, and I don't really trust any of them. And especially somebody that will get on stage in front of national TV in front of millions of people and keep poking fun at a certain woman. Why you always got her name in your mouth? Ooh, disgusting. It's disgusting. Why are you fixated on her like that? See, y'all don't look at it like that. But if you've never lived through that kind of stuff, then you don't have radars and feelers for that kind of stuff. Also, too, for if you didn't go to school for this kind of stuff, then you don't have radars and feelers for that kind of stuff. So everybody's assuming the worst about the person who did the slapping, but nobody's considering what potential, and y'all making shit up too. They making up all kind of shit stories about what you think to boost your story about why he shouldn't have did it and leaving a stain on the academy. But in the climate and the environment that we live in 2022, where's your imagination for how many times Chris Rock might have crossed the line with her? And that was just the final straw. And when it comes to sex trafficking and misogyny and all the horrors that we've seen in our plain old front of our eyes on TV, who does deserve to get slapped? Did Harvey Weinstein deserve to get slapped? Like, when somebody found out what he did, would it have been appropriate then for somebody to walk up on stage and slap him? Would that have been okay? No, violence is never the answer, but I dare say if any of y'all rolled up on a trafficking ring and saw what they were doing to some children, or rolled up on somebody putting their hands on your wife, or otherwise taking liberties with your sister or a guy even, y'all, if y'all didn't hear about what happened to Terry Crews, if Terry Crews had have physically defended himself when he was at that dinner party, when he was physically assaulted, somebody rubbed him up, would he have been wrong for slapping the shit out of that person? Would he have been wrong for that? And I dare say anybody who thinks that he would have been wrong for that, I mean, you have some serious trauma on you. That's what our parents did to us. That's why a lot of us were abused and assaulted and didn't tell nobody, and we're still living with it today because society has us feeling like we're not supposed to say nothing, and we're supposed to say good little soldiers and be good little and don't be too annoying and don't rock the boat and don't tell on people and whatever. Just because what you saw, and the number of stories I have in my life where if I had taken the matter physically And if I had finally punched the person in their mouth because they touched me the wrong way one too many times, and you walked in the room, it would have looked like, or even if you had been in the audience, it would have looked like I was totally wrong and out of line. But does that make it so? If you knew my case from the military or whatever, if you knew what happened, most people, if they knew what happened, y'all would be like, what? You ain't put this on TV yet? Nope. Because I'm not that person. Like, my man wouldn't have got up there and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. But that doesn't mean that I'm taking anything away from Will Smith. I'm not. I get it. Okay, so I was going to tell y'all the story about the funeral. We had a funeral in our family. And this lady in our family is known for abusing people. Like, I'm 50, and she's been abusing people longer than I've been alive. Okay? Like, generations. And I don't go to funerals in my family anymore. Isn't this a horrible thing? On that side of the family, for the past several years, I don't go to their funerals anymore. Even if the person was close to me, I don't go because I already know how they're going to show out, and I don't want to have no parts of it. I need to grieve in my own way. I'm not going in here to act the ass with y'all. And I'm autistic, so I might not be able to hold my tongue, and then I'm just going to make it worse and add fuel to the fire. So this one funeral I didn't go to, my sister went to it. And the story came back afterwards that one of my cousins cussed the lady out. The one that I said has been abusing people longer than I've been alive. She's been abusing people longer than I've been alive. She's like the Wicked Witch, Mommy Dearest, and somebody else. Oh, that old dirty man from Purple Color all rolled into one person. Like all the nastiness that she's done in our family over the years. And she's one of the elders. So when you have that much influence over people, over younger people, think about it from the time you're young to the time you're old. When you have that much influence over people, it's not just about you being nasty and being a hater. You're being abusive. And even probably doing illegal shit, like with the family properties and all kind of just, right? So at the funeral, this lady did what she always does, which is try to intimidate and bully people and be nasty to people. At a funeral, when people are grieving, and this was the people that she was bullying, this was their matriarch. So she got the right ones that day. And my younger generation cousin, these are Gen Z millennial people, cussed her and out in the funeral, and it was about to jump over the pew and choke the hell out of her ass. I don't condone that. I'm a soldier. I don't go around fighting, because if I went around fighting as small as I am, I would be in jail because I'm too well trained. I know better. I'm very level-headed and calm. But that doesn't mean that if you are abusing and bullying somebody and they jump on you and choke the hell out of you, that I'm going to have anything to say about it, because that's what you get. Like, seriously, how long do you think that you can treat people like that and there's not going to be any consequences or repercussions? It's a hard way to learn a lesson. Period. And for people who are mad, I dare say you're probably Chris Rock's bird of a feather. You probably go out here doing stuff all the time and you deserve to get punched in the mouth, but you don't. So you got privilege on you. So you think you can get away with it and you keep on treating people like shit. I'm not condoning any violence ever. I'm just saying, when I was young, I was raised not to write checks that my behind can't cash. So I don't talk shit to people that can beat my ass. And there ain't too many of y'all that can beat my ass. So many have tried. Grown ass men have tried, and they thought they could, and they got a rude awakening. And I still don't go around talking shit to people and talking shit about people. Ew. Like, you are a very low IQ and you have first of all, you're not funny. If you think that all of your jokes need to be directed towards other people all the time. If that's what you do, I was always bullied. Never, ever slapped or punched a bully in their mouth unless I was defending myself, physically defending myself, period. So I'm pretty much qualified to speak on this, okay? If you've never been in them shoes, you really shouldn't be speaking on it, because you're probably the bully. And just because you're passive aggressive and you're the one who always starts crying when somebody jumps on you, it doesn't mean you're not the bully. So I'm just saying, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to take this experience as a lesson. And I hope that the only thing that happens is that you get slapped. I hope that it doesn't have to be a harder lesson for you than that. I hope. Y'all, there's a reason that Chris Rock took it so in stride. We, in the hood where we come from, and if you don't know this is why some of y'all, they said don't talk because you don't know. The reason Chris Rock took it in stride is because we call it charging it to the game. When you go around talking trash to the person who can beat you down and you get punched in the mouth, they say, oh, charge it to the game. I should have known better. That's why he was like, oh, well, because it's probably not the first time it's ever happened to him. If you don't know that, be careful out here. Because everybody doesn't care what you think. Everybody doesn't care about taking the high road. Everybody doesn't pray and meditate. Everybody doesn't care about enlightenment and ascension. So you can't dictate everybody out here. And you never know when you're going to roll up on the person that doesn't care nothing about what you think about how violence is not the answer. No, violence is not the answer, but it would that I had control over everybody else. Then I would not have been jumped on by as many men and grown ass women as I have in my lifetime. Would that I had control over the rest of the world and could be like, oh, violence is not the answer. You're right. It's not. But you better know how to defend yourself. And you better not be out here writing checks that your behind can't cash, period. It's a basic life lesson. And even though you don't go around writing checks that your behind can't cash like I do, even though you give good karma, even though you always pay it forward and try to be kind to others, because we have haters in the world, sometimes people are still gonna jump on you for no reason. You better know how to defend yourself. And I don't even mean in the physical, I mean in the spiritual. Because if you have good karma, whatever you want to call it, if you're a Christian, storing treasures in the heaven, whatever you want to call it, do right. Because if you do right and somebody jumps on you, it's not going to hurt. And guess what? It don't matter how much bigger than you, you going to do like I've done and flip them right on over on their back and keep it moving and look at them like they stupid. Y'all caught up in the wrong thing. We shouldn't be so caught up in speaking on situations that we don't have the whole story on. Because what we're doing when we do that is we're projecting. Because we're mad because of how people have treated us or because of how our situations have gone. We're assuming that that situation is exactly the same and we don't know shit. And you can tell by how committed some people are to some of these arguments of not knowing shit that they're projecting. So say whatever you want to say. Feel however you want to feel in this situation. But just take a piece of advice. If you are a person who tends to go around playing the dozens, talking smack about people and jumping up in people's faces, if you haven't already crossed the wrong one, you might one day. Just know that. We cannot control other people. And as wrong as they are, and so what, you're going to sue, and so what, they might go to jail, so what? You still got punched in the mouth. I mean, if you'd like to get punched in the mouth just so you can sue somebody, then great. I'm sure you'll find the opportunity. Some of us don't have sense enough to know that when people attack us, I don't let y'all get to me. I don't let people attack me and take me out of my character because I'm better than that. You'll never get me like that. Never. You see, but everybody's not that good. So yeah, you might arrest a person afterwards. You might file charges. You might have a lawsuit. But did you enjoy getting punched in the mouth for that little sidebar comment you made or nastiness that you had to say out your mouth? Was it worth it? If it was worth it, great. Hope they don't knock your teeth out. And if they do knock your teeth out, would that you go out like Chris Rock and take it like a champ? Because in where we come from, the other reason he took it like a champ is because where we come from, if you do some bitch ass shit like that and the person slaps you and you cry about it, you look even more like a bitch ass nigga. Excuse me, I'm not supposed to say the N-word on here, am I? Don't get me violated. I don't think that is. Is that a violation for me even though I'm black? I don't know how this shit works. I don't care. Like if y'all get me violated, I just won't be back and y'all would just miss this good wisdom. I don't really give a shit. I'm autistic. So I can't be held accountable for stuff that fly out my mouth. I just have to tell the truth. I'm trying to help y'all. You can be mad all you want to, but if you put yourself in those people's shoes, just know that even if no matter how mad you are, and if Will Smith was your idol and he's not anymore, okay, but don't get caught out there looking like Chris Rock was looking. Because when you go around violating others and stepping all over other people, you can hope that you can tell them how they should respond. But responding properly and taking the high road and all those types of things, that's for us. It's not for you to tell other people that you're violating and offending. They don't give a shit what you think. They don't care nothing about your high road. They're not, when you violate and offend somebody, they're not taking your self-help classes. So it's kind of stupid for you to tell somebody else how they should respond when you violate and disrespect them. And some of us don't play the dozens. Never have. And my whole life, they always call, oh, you can't take a joke. Oh, you. So okay, but now you guys, all the stuff that they were joking about, y'all done made illegal to say. So who was wrong? Who was wrong? Was I wrong or were they wrong? Was it really okay for them to make fun of me for not being able to take a joke now when all the things that I've been trying to tell them that they shouldn't have been joking about, y'all have made illegal to talk about people for? I tend to see stuff like that early. I was part of the military Me Too movement before y'all even knew what a Me Too movement was. In the 90s, y'all. When they were saying, oh, it's no big deal. You can't, oh, whatever. I was helping women and part of a situation where women were being, inappropriately touched in the military. And I'm on videos for training for that. I've seen situations in real estate and finance where I was like, that's illegal. That's fraud. And people be like, oh, it's no big deal. And it come to find out it's exactly what I said. Because autistic people tend to make patterns. They tend to see patterns in their brain. Even if you're not paying attention, you're not conscious of the thing. You see this and that, and there's just sort of math automatically does it in your brain. So when I see stuff, it goes do 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 do. And people always blow me off though. So I'm just saying. I'm disappointed that a lot of people are spending more time talking about how wrong Will Smith was for how he responded than they are caring about, I think having that serious of an opinion about people, Jada Smith, whoever, without really knowing their business, I think is unhealthy. It's toxic. And even if she is the most horrible Jezebel on the whole planet, like y'all don't talk that bad about Kim Kardashian. And so why does Jada Pinkett Smith deserve to get made fun of on national television? That's my question. I just don't understand that. And you can say all day long, violence is not the answer and that's not how she should have responded. Great, but you didn't answer my question. Why does Jada Pinkett Smith deserve to get made fun of on national television? That's what y'all are not talking about. So regardless of whether he was wrong for responding that way, I don't understand why y'all aren't more upset about Chris Rock's joke. Why is everybody saying it was just a joke? That's the part I don't get. That's what I don't get. Thank you. Verbal violence, verbal assault. If you don't know that verbal assault and physical assault is the same thing, then you have never been abused verbally by anybody in your whole life, and you don't know now, but it's a whole lot of people in this world who know a lot about it. And if it's not your kind of weirdness, if you're white and it's like assault towards black people, then you might not get it. If you're a man and it's assault towards women, then you might not get it. If you're anybody other than a black woman and it's assault towards certain things that we only deal with, then you might not get it, but it doesn't make it any less assault. And just casually continuing to say, oh, it's just a joke. It's very disappointing to me when people that are acting like they're part of the fight do that, because it gives me it make me feel like I don't have no confidence in all the rest of it. So when you want me to get upset next time because y'all hooping and hollering about something, I'm gonna be looking at you like, but you didn't care when Jada was being made fun of on the Oscars again. I don't like that. Y'all, I was on a live one time and I was one of only 2 black people on there. So y'all know when I say I'm only one of two black people somewhere, then that means, or if I say I was the only black person, obviously that also means I'm the only black woman. So that's two. So that's a whole lot of nobody in this whole entire place can relate to me. And that's also to a whole lot of haterade. It's haterade from people who don't like black people. It's haterade from people who don't like women. It's haterade from people who lust after black women. It's a whole lot of haterade in that. And it's a whole lot of people who can't relate to anything that I'm saying in that situation. And so I've been in a lot of situations where I've seen what it looks like, and people say, oh, get over it. Oh, don't make a big deal out of it. Oh, you're being all dramatic. And over the years, the things that people have said that to me about have now come to become against the law. So it's disheartening sometimes, but I have to get over it when I see people parading across the TV. Now, all of a sudden, we ready to riot and picket about something, or, oh, feminism and this and that and the other. And I'm like, but y'all didn't care when I was saying it or when it happened to me. We all feel like that sometimes. And this is one of those instances. And it is very sad to me that none of the activist-y kind of people who are talking bad about Will Smith are even mentioning Jada's name. And if they do mention her name, they say, it was just a joke. It's always just a joke, y'all. It was just a joke my whole entire life when people were making fun of my hair and my skin and my lips and everything else that they could think of to make fun of. It was all just jokes then. It was all just jokes then. So when is it not okay? When is it not okay? When does the line get crossed? When have people gone too far? When have people gone too far? And I'm not saying when have people gone too far where you deserve to slap them. That's not what I'm saying, because I just quite frankly don't go around giving people what they deserve, ever. Not only am I not going to expend my energy slapping you, but I'm not really going to spend my energy arguing with you. So I don't subscribe to that. So if you want to argue with me, then you're just not listening. What I'm saying is, you can debate about this all day long, but in your own life, because that's all experiences are good for. Like, I would hope that if you are a logically thinking adult, when you see things like this on TV, you don't just get caught up in the arguments just to be arguing for arguing and being nasty to people. You're looking at your own life. You're looking at your own situations, and you're asking, how would I handle it? Would you just passive aggressively tell Jada to get over it? And if you do, I would ask and urge you to look at people around you, your coworkers, your children, your friends, who in your life, because y'all like to act real crazy when somebody checks out. Like you can't understand why they did it. They did it because every time somebody made fun of their hair, you told them to get over it. Y'all. Like literally the whole world is acting like they don't care nothing about her feelings. And because she had an affair, she deserves to have her hair made fun of on national television, y'all. And quite frankly, if I have any of the political people on here, just so y'all know, I did keep the same energy when y'all were talking about orange Cheeto hair, blah, blah, blah. You can ask anybody who knows me. I'm that much of a square. I said it then too. I didn't think it was right. You can talk about the person's politics. You can talk about their integrity, but why are you making fun of that man's hair? I used to say that back then. I actually used to say that about the black lady who was with, what was her name? I can't even remember her name. Lord have mercy, because she's done so much since then. I can't remember her name, but there was a black woman who was with another white man Republican some years back, and y'all used to talk about her hair like a dog, and I used to say the same thing back then. Why are y'all making fun of that lady's hair? Like, what does that have to do with her politics or anything? Yeah, it's just nasty. So if you're nasty like that, I don't really care about the rest of what you think. Period. So I'm just saying. And your children are watching you, by the way, y'all. Some of y'all's children don't like you because you're hypocrites. So be mindful when this stuff comes on the news and comes on the media and you ranting and raving and not caring about somebody being bullied, but meanwhile you have no idea that your kid is being bullied at school. And they can't tell you because of how you act or whatever the situation is. I'm just saying, if you don't take all this stuff and reflect over your own life and A, think about how you're going to handle certain situations, but B, think about if you get upset, if you get fiery, go, why is this upsetting me so bad? What does it mean about me? So we're going to talk about that here on Stereo shortly. We're about to talk about the DIY head extraction, which you guys, Lily is here. Lily Aurora, follow her. If you have looked at the DIY head extraction, she created the new layout for it. So it's super cute. And if you've seen that, shout Lily out and tell her how much you love it. Exactly. Grace transforms love. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for adding that in. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Thanks for the braids compliment. Exactly, sis. Thank you, Simply Denise. User, whatever your name is, we're having conversation. This is what we do. You don't need to tell me to calm down. I'm a grown-ass woman. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for... You know what? I thought something was wrong because we had been in here all this time and we hadn't gotten any trolls. And so I thought something was wrong. I was getting concerned. But, I don't like to miss the opportunity to, minimize the amount of negativity that can possibly come across my feed. So those two haters are blocked. So y'all don't even have to respond or worry about them. Hey, Jess B, so great to see you. We got to go. We got to get on Stereo right now. I'm going to be late if I don't go right now. I love y'all. So great to see y'all. And I will talk to y'all again next Wednesday at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to Stereo every Wednesday at 4:20. Come join us if you haven't before, and you can come join the stage and join the conversation. We're going to talk more about it here shortly.